Welcome to the GCN Training Channel. We've got 25 minutes on the card today and more of an easier ride, and you're with your host. Hank is the name and yeah, pain is the game. But today, it's not going to be too painful because all this is about is getting the legs going. It's getting the legs moving. If it's cold outside, the winter is firmly in. It might even be snowing. And this is the kind of effort that you want to kind of get in, you know, warm up the legs, kickstart the metabolism. Even though, saying that, I'm going to be taking you through the entire session. And we've got some little intervals just to spice it up slightly, but nothing to be scared of. So if you're new to cycling, if you're getting on the bike, if you're using it for a bit of fitness, then you've clicked on the right training session. We've got a bit of a warm-up before we see any of those little intervals. And so I've got plenty of time to introduce you to my colleagues. We're all in red today, so we stand out, GCN red. Now on screen, if you're new to us, you've got the countdown of when we're going to change resistance. You've also got the cadence, RPM. So that's revolutions per minute. That'll go from 80, maybe even to 90. And then we've also got the perceived effort scale that we work with. We've got 0 being not even pedaling, and 10 being you're going balls to the wall. But we're not going to see 10. The highest today we're going to see is around about 6. So that's 60% of our full gas effort. So once you're on the bike, get the legs spinning, limber up. Make sure you've got a towel on board, got plenty of liquids. And in 3 seconds, we're going to change resistance. We're going to go from 2 to 3, so that's 30%. So that might be another gear, a little more resistance, just to feel like we're working. So we're pushing on that pedals a little bit, not in anger, but we are working. You should be able to hold a good conversation, not be too out of breath. And on that note, I'm going to test that. So today we've got George on the back row. We've also got Maddie, who's joined George. And then moving up to the front, we've got Emily Nelson and Cam too. So Emily Nelson, are you able to hold a conversation quite easily?
Yeah, so sort of like 3 is kind of riding along cafe pace, chatting to your friends, maybe breaking a little bit of a sweat, obviously a little bit out of breath because you are still pedaling, but nothing too kind of drastic.
100%. It's always hard to find out, you know, on a perceived effort level scale, kind of how much effort you need to be pushing. So that might just give you an idea. Now we've increased the effort scale to 5, so that's 50%. So that's another gear. And this is where you'll be trying to kind of still in the group, upping the pace a little bit, but in the wheels. So not flat out, fairly easy to have a conversation. Hey Cam.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You can be able to talk and have a whole conversation. Little effort, just getting the heart rate up. So, yeah.
What kind of heart rate would you be looking at on average, you know, for someone who's maybe just jumped on the turbo? What if they're using a heart rate monitor for the first time and they're looking at the perceived effort scale? I know it's very personal, but can you give us a broad?
No, so I would say if they're jumping on now and they're looking about 50%, their heart rate might be about like 150, you know, anywhere around there, 155. They're going up. As you start pushing off, you might hit 160 depending on age and all that, but yeah, shouldn't be too bad.
There you go. So if you don't have power, then there's a good heart rate is always a good one to look at. Now we've dropped down to a perceived effort of 4, that's 40%, so drop down the effort, but keep spinning the legs. Now I've got to say, if you're looking to burn a few calories, if you're looking at putting this in your training schedule, then an easy ride on the turbo, 25 minutes. Now I would suggest you put it before breakfast, get it all set up. What would you say, Cam?
Yeah, I would say that as well. Just getting the metabolism going, burning some fat. And it also makes you feel energized just before, you know, the day gets you up and going. And I think you'll feel happy going through the day, energized.
Yeah, kind of
like this.
breathing all those, or getting all those endorphins in. And on that note, we're gonna move it up to 50% again for a minute, so that might add another gear. So as you say, I think if you're looking at doing this fasted or trying fast for the first time, then you don't want to go and look for a really hard session. You want to look for something quite easy, something super manageable. But also, when you are doing fasted ride, I would highly suggest you take plenty of liquids in, even if it's fairly easy. Right, we're going to increase the effort by one level. So we're going to go up to 6 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're at perceived effort of 6. We've got an RPM of 80 on the clock. Emily Nelson, if you're looking to lose weight, would you say this is a good effort or a good session to put into your schedule maybe? And when and how long or how many times would you look at doing this kind of thing?
So I think if you're looking to use this sort of session to lose weight, you need to remember that even if you're not eating beforehand, you need to eat after. So you can't just do the session, go to work and not have food for like 3 or 4 hours. You're more likely to lose weight if you have a little something after, maybe a snack, or like have your breakfast straight after, that sort of thing. But you've also got to remember when you're losing weight, there's not much point going, you sort of like your levels 9 or 10 out of 10 on no breakfast. You still need to burn kind of your sugar, your glucose, which you get from food. So kind of the low level sessions are much better if you've not had breakfast to use for kind of losing weight.
There you go. You've heard it here first. Now in 3 seconds, we're going to drop it right down to easy pedaling. Here we go now, so drop it right down. You should have been pedaling, well, we've been pedaling for a good amount of time now, so a little bit of stretching off, a little bit of moving about on the bike. Use this opportunity to take some liquids in. You should feel a little bit more limber on the bike now. You also, even though it's quite easy, you should be feeling a bit of a sweat unless you're doing your turbo session in the Arctic. And just like that, a minute's going to fly by and we're going to raise it back all the way to 1. So we've got a perceived effort of 1. And this is what I mean by real crystal cranking. So this is making you ride easy. A lot of people getting into riding for the first time think that going out and smashing it day in, day out, going as hard as you can is a way to improve. But actually, having easy rides built in that you need to stick to into your program are going to help the recovery, are going to help feel nice and limber on the bike, and is going to create the platform to build upon. You can't go hard all the time. You need to go easy, and I mean super easy, to be able to go super hard, and that's where you gain you make the gains, as it were. Right, 5 seconds, then we're going to increase resistance. 2, 1. Here we go. Now we've got 2 minutes at a perceived effort scale of 6. So here we go, build the intensity, build it up to 60%. Now 60% should feel quite uncomfortable, but not too uncomfortable, if that makes any sense. How would you say 60% should feel like if you were out on the road, Cam?
I would say you want to be like in a happy medium where you're feeling that little burning, but it's not too much where you can't do it for, let's say, 5-10 minutes. You want to just be below that threshold and in a comfortable and still be able to have a conversation, but not out of breath.
Yeah, so kind of like sitting on the front, isn't it?
Yeah. It's what you would call like a tempo ride.
That's it, yeah. Sweet spot, but maybe a little bit less. Right, here we go now. 1 minute left. And then we're gonna go right back again. We've got 2 of these. So you've got 50 seconds left. "30 seconds, and then we can back it off. In 10 seconds. George, you ready to back it off slightly? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's dial it back now. 1 minute, easy. Right, deep breaths now. Now in 35 seconds, we're gonna build it up. We're gonna do 2 minutes again at 60% of our max. So have a think about what gear we're in last. Now maybe even slot it into a higher gear if you can. Remember, this is an easy session, so don't go too hard. Save that for the specific hard sessions you've got. And we have got some harder, much harder sessions on the channel, so make sure if you want something different, have a scout around. We've got hundreds, maybe even thousands of videos up there, so have a play around. In 3, 2, 1, let's choose a different gear. Let's engage the resistance and let's build the intensity. There you go, you can hear my electric gears as they knock up onto the big ring, showing you the increasing resistance. Now we've got 100 RPM on the clock, but I'm sitting around 90, 95. I mean, I will be. That's 90 seconds to go. Nice one, everyone. Keep nice and controlled. Coming up to a minute. Minute to go. Come on, team. Nice one. Keep it at 60%. Nice one, Maddie at the back. Nice one, you at home. Let's go now. "40 seconds. "30 seconds now. All the way to the finishing line. Keep going. And in 10. And in 5, 3, 2, 1. Back down. We're at perceived effort of 2 now. So we've got some easy pedaling. We've got 1 more 2 minutes at 60%. How's this going so far for you, Emily Nelson?
I think this is a great session. Like 6, you're still sort of out of breath, but you can hold a conversation. So it's kind of a good one if you wanted to do it with like a friend next to you or a work colleague maybe, or another cycling enthusiast. Get through the session together. You can still have a bit of a chat, but kind of focus on those 2 minutes at sort of holding that RPE of 6. So
I like that. I'll tell you what, I think a lot of people do forget how important it is just to ride easy. Hey, Cam?
Yeah, as you said earlier, it's good to just have a recovery ride. Just going out, maybe it can be 25 minutes, half an hour, but just take it easy, not too much pushing it out there. Because when you feel good, you just want to go hard all the time. But scale it back, let the body recover, and you'll be good to go for the next day.
It is. I found I just fell into that the whole time. I was excited constantly. As soon as I felt good, I wanted to absolutely go balls to the wall, 100%.
Yeah.
Whether it was even on my easy ride, it's just attacking my mates for the town signs. But really, the smarter rider is the one that's dialing right back, and then when they get unleashed, it's able to access more energy.
Yeah.
Right, we're in perceived effort of 5, so let's increase the effort. And in just 15 seconds, we've got our start of our last 2 minute at 60%. 2 minutes flies by, so if you want to try getting out of the saddle, if you want to try getting out the saddle for the first minute, then do so. I quite like mixing it up. And here it goes, 2 minutes has started. I'm going to engage the resistance, so I'm going to stand out the saddle. And just like that, 90 seconds left of this workout, or left of this interval. How does it feel out the saddle there, Cam?
Yeah, it's good. Just getting that little burn, but it's not too much where, you're out of breath. Just where you're just comfortable. Yeah.
Kind of feels good, doesn't it, having that little burn in the legs?
It's almost like you can stand on the pedals and dance a little bit,
Yeah. 10 seconds to go before Cam and I are going to back into the saddle. In 5, in 3, 2, 1, back into the saddle. Now our last minute, maybe drop down a gear if you've been out of the saddle with us. Try and hold the effort for 50 seconds. Now if you're looking at RPM, I'm on exactly 80. 30 seconds. In 20. Right, just 15 seconds left. Let's go. Hold the effort. In 10. 2, 1. You're done. Drop down. Everyone in the room, everyone at home. Release the resistance. And now is the time where you can warm down. Now remember, warm downs are important. How important, Emily? Nelson?
Really, really important. If you just get straight off the bike after an effort, you'll be sore the next day, you'll be achy, it just won't be much fun and you won't want to get on the bike the next day. So even just a few minutes pedaling easy after an effort or after a session such as this is just so important.
Now, Cam, you're a PT, personal trainer in the military. How important would you say stretching and warm downs are, and how often are they overlooked?
For us in the army, it's never overlooked. Every session we have a warm down just to make sure the body gets back to homeostasis. And in the event that someone is injured or they're not feeling well, we are able to look over and let the body just get back to that, to lower the heart rate and just get back to normal. So I would say it's very important.
So on that note, if you are wearing a heart rate monitor at home, then have a look at your heart rate. You'll see it drop down from the effort you're at. And if you're doing the warm-up properly, then you want to stay on the bike, reduce the effort as you go through the motions, and you'll see that heart rate plummet. But what's nice is that if you are doing this before the day started, then you're going to keep a good, healthy metabolism throughout the day. But this is also a good one if you want to do a double day. So have a look at the channel. Yeah, as I say, and if you want to chuck in a harder session this evening, then this is the one to do in the morning. Anyway, that's it from us. That's it from our guests. A massive thank you to you guys for clicking on the channel. Massive thank you to all of your support, and make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot. It means you love it, as we do too. So, that's it from us. A last one. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.